Well, this video is for Israel only. So, yeah, I'm here to prophesy to you, Israel. So, today is Thursday, the 13th of June, 2024. And so I'm here to prophesy two things. Of course, my first prophecy to you, it takes a lot of courage, for me to actually come and prophesy to you about this. And this prophecy is about me. Then about 2 weeks ago, at the end of May, roughly about 8 p.m., then God prophesied to me. He came to me in the evening, if you like, and He prophesied to me and He said to me, I'm going to take you out and you're going to serve me in heaven. So now, of course, as you can imagine, I was completely unprepared for this. Normally on Fridays or Saturday, I forget now which day it was. Not often, but sometimes I like to have a pizza with a glass of red wine, just to unwind and so yeah, I did have my pizza and my glass of red wine, and then I went to have a little nap, but I wasn't drunk, so I want to make this, I want to make sure that what I'm saying here is very firm, so that you don't get confused. Now then, so I was just lying in bed, fully conscious and everything. And I was actually a little bit sad because I need to tell you that, the days of me deciphering Bible prophecies are going to come to an end. And that's because I don't have much to decipher now. I think I already had deciphered pretty much all the biggest biblical events and all the biggest biblical secrets of all time in the Bible. And of course, with knowledge from God, and I can pass them on to you. So now, there is no point in me deciphering things that are, quite common knowledge. So I got a couple of others lined up maybe for tomorrow in Isaiah chapter 11 and 12. But yeah, those days coming to a close. And of course, God knows this. And according to my prayer, yeah, and I was sad, I was saying to God, yeah, my days of biblical decipherings, especially deciphering big time and prophetic events, and Bible prophecies. Uh, I have done all of them, I think, now. And so I got a little bit, sad, and God just came to me out of the blue on that evening and completely unexpected. And He came with it's hard to explain, but it was like a devouring voice, Like He said to me, I'm going to take you out and I want you to serve me in heaven. That's exactly what He said, but uh, it's also not what He said as well to me in His prophecy about me, which is of course a promotion, but it's also the way He said it. It was like a devouring voice, it was like that. He was devouring me, and so and I felt that, and I was trying to measure the strength of that voice, and He only left a millimeter left out of 1 meter, if you like, or 1% out of 100%, if you like. I thought He was going to attack me right there and then, but I said to God, I'm not ready. And I wasn't expecting this, and I said to God, I'm not ready because I wanted to leave a little bit more for other things that I want to do. But in retrospect, afterwards, when I came to sort of like my senses of what had just happened, I said to God, oh, I'm ready now. Of course, God did not answer. And I said to myself, if God gives me grace a second time, I will say to God, take me now. But He came in an hour which I didn't expect, and normally God does this to me, all the time. So I know that when He takes me out, He's gonna come at an hour in which I don't expect Him to. And the times that I have prophesied to you, Israel, this has happened, at an hour in which you didn't expect, and neither did I. So yeah, so this is the prophecy of God for me. Of course, this is a promotion, and I don't know the hour now. And so why am I saying this to you now? Because, well, before I say this, let me finish. I guess the following night, I said to God, I'm ready. Take me now, if you like, But God did not answer me back. But yeah, I guess, it's taken me, almost 2 weeks because I had to find the courage to say this because, it's, of course, it's a promotion and I'm happy about this. I gotta be full of five now because, I have a family as well. And three of my family members are in heaven now. My mother, my brother passed away first, my second oldest, and then my mother, and then my father just recently last year. I know they're in heaven. And, God has come to prophesy himself about me. He said, I'm going to take you out and I want you to serve me in heaven. So that is great news to me. But, I'm also human and I know that I will be leaving a family behind, and my family has been through a lot, with the loss of three of my family members already, So, and also this might affect you as well because I don't know now if I'm going to be back to prophesy to you in the future. This is, of course, now according to the will of God. Now, of course, I have been thinking about this. What does this mean? Could he rapture me out? Because the following day I said to God, and also a little while after when he came to me on that night, when I got to my senses, but I said, God, you need to give me an honorable exit, rapture me out just like you did with Enoch or Elijah. Send me the chariots of Elijah, and I talked big because before I became a prophet, I went to God with barely knowing nothing about the Bible, and I said to God, I want to be a prophet, and I missed my chance. And no, I didn't miss my chance. I didn't know the hour in which I was to become a prophet, but I started as a minor prophet, and then of course God promoted me to a major prophet. When I said to you, Israel, it is righteous that you fulfill the end times. From then on, from that prophecy onwards, then I became a major prophet because I went to God, in my anger, in my wrath, and I said, God, I've done more than 100 videos telling the church about, the rapture. They are crying out, on the YouTube videos for the rapture of the church. They say it is imminent, nothing is needed. Nothing needs, and almost to the point where they want to raise their right hand and say, so help me God, when in fact the Bible is full of end time Bible prophecies impending and in front. I couldn't tolerate that anymore, and I said, God, forgive my anger, but turn me around and let me prophesy to Israel. And within 3 weeks, God answers his prophets. The prayers of a prophet are very powerful. Aside from the fact that God hears his prophets, how can I put it? You know, uh, he gives them special powers, in their prayers, and God rewards them, with things, various things. Now, and so within a period of 3 weeks, I think the first week was just to appease my anger, and then the second week, he began to enlarge the knowledge, and also on the third, and then I began to take notes, and then I did the speech for you. It is righteous, Israel, that you fulfill the end times, and of course that took a lot of courage, to prophesy to you that because as God was layering the knowledge, in the second week. I thought to myself, gee whiz, it's going to take a lot of courage to prophesy this to Israel. There is God and then there is Israel. And I did it. And then God rewarded me with talent to begin now. So, yeah, So anyway, getting back to, this prophecy of God. So, so this could be maybe a rapture, probably, or God's own way, but nonetheless, God is going to do this His way, Israel, His way. God said to me, I'm going to take you out, and I want you to serve me in heaven. That's what He said. So you need to respect that, Israel. Also respect that, And yeah, it is taking me 2 weeks because of all the things that I'm thinking. Of course, this can happen at any hour now. I don't know if God is going to allow me to come back and prophesy to you. I don't know if this means that I'm going to go out actually at the rapture of the church and I'll still be prophesying to you. So I don't really know the hour now. And so last week, and even today as well, and this is my second prophecy to you, Israel, I have asked God to anoint my prophetic mantle. You all know that, I used to use my other vest. I call that my mantle because I prophesied the rapture of the church. I prophesied to you, Israel, the 144,000. Malachi 3.1, it is righteous to fulfill the end times and many others, prophecies as well, if you like. So that is my prophetic mantle. And, all of us prophets, uh, we view our prophetic mantle as very important because it's the authority that we have from God over you, Israel. When I wear my prophetic mantle, I have authority over you to prophesy to you, coming from God. And so I asked God to anoint it last week, and I said to God that I wouldn't use it anymore. So yeah, it's been washed. Also, God, I said to God, before coming here, anoint it, because I'm going to prophesy to Israel. And I asked God to anoint it so that you might rise your own major prophet at the second half of the tribulation period, once Moses and Elijah are taken by God into heaven. So this prophetic mantle, then you yourselves anoint your own major prophet in the second half of the tribulation period. Now, you cannot use it now or even in the first half of the tribulation period because Moses and Elijah will be there, to lead Israel, that will be prophesying about Jesus and so on. And so that will be your two major prophets. But definitely at the beginning of the second half of the tribulation period, I have asked God to anoint my prophetic mantle. Now, I'm making this very easy for you to get it. I've put it on a blue bag, and it's actually at the back of my car in the back seat. I'm making this easy and giving you full permission, Israel, when I'm not using my car to go and fetch, the bag with my vest, which is my prophetic mantle, and you yourselves anoint yourselves a major prophet in the second half of the tribulation period. You have my full permission to take it from my car. Of course, then do it when I'm not there. You have your own methods, Israel, and just leave things as they are when you leave. Now then, so yeah, these two things, of course, I'm going to update the Star of David on this. That I have said to you, Israel, that God has prophesied to me that He's going to take me up because He wants me to serve Him in heaven. And I have also asked God to anoint my prophetic mantle that you might use that to anoint your own prophet, your own major prophet during the second half of the tribulation period. So this is it, Hachamim, elders of Israel. Now, because you see, Israel, you know, I have to do what I have to do, Israel, as a prophet, and you do what you have to do, but I'm going to update the Star of David nonetheless. To be a prophet, it takes a lot of courage, and this is the will of God for me now, and I need to do what I need to do, and you need to do what you need to do. And I'm going to say this to you, Israel. Israel, don't waste God's time. Israel, don't waste your time. And Israel, don't waste my time, the prophet, because God has prophesied to me, I'm going to take you out. And I want you to serve me in heaven. So I don't know the hour, Israel, and neither do you. So that's why I left my prophetic mantle in my car. It's going to be there until you decide to take it. I'm doing what I have to do as a prophet, Israel, and you do what you have to do. Regardless, I'm just gonna do what I have to do and leave it there. It's up to you. I'm making it easy for you. So if I don't see it there one day, I'm not gonna do a video on it. I'm simply gonna say to myself, "For God has taken it." So that's it. Because you see, Israel, I'm a prophet of all. I'm a prophet of all. in the tradition of the Old Testament prophets, in the tradition of Elijah, the mighty prophet, whom he, gave his prophetic mantle to Elisha. And also, if you like, in the tradition of Samuel, the anointing prophet who anointed King Saul and King David, I'm doing the same thing, Israel. I'm handing over my prophetic mantle to you, that you yourselves might anoint your very own mighty prophet for the second half of the tribulation period. So I'm going to be updating the Star of David on these two prophecies that I have just given to you, Israel. So yes, it's a promotion, of course. I'm happy about this. I have complete peace. Of course, I'm scared of the power of God because you, Israel, you have no idea on the power of God. No idea. The way he came to me that evening, like a devouring voice, I thought that he was going to take me out right there and then, and I wasn't expecting him at all. He came at an hour, in which I wasn't expecting him. Just like he gets me to prophesy to you at an hour that you, Israel, and I are not expecting this. So, and I got to feel his spiritual power. It's like just, it was a devouring voice. It just came like that, Israel. Saying, I'm going to take you out. That voice was, and the power that was just coming towards me, like that, uh, to devour me. Feel like, and I was scared. I said, God, I'm not ready. He just got me an hour where, I was just in my thoughts, just a little bit sad. I thought, my days of deciphering prophecies are coming to an end. And, to me, that was glorious because every time I deciphered something big, it was great, like God has rewarded me every time I can prophesy something big to you because even the last time I prophesied to you, that you need to fulfill the Sidon Bible prophecy in Ezekiel 28. What happened after that, Israel? God gave me the millennial kingdom. So, and prior to that, with all my other big time prophesying to you, God has given me some big biblical decisions for you as a reward. And now, because I have, taken the courage, to prophesy to you here these two things, God is also going to reward me. And you see, I got to do this as well for my own sake because if I take the courage to tell you this, Israel, about me, that God is going to take me out because He wants me to serve Him in heaven, then I know He's going to reward me big time, my tag out, according to Him, is going to be glorious, it's going to be good because now I have the courage to do this. Yeah, it's taken me 2 weeks, to come out because this prophecy of God was for me. I could have kept it secret, but it's just coming out of me, it's just coming out of my soul, and I can't hold on to it anymore. I have to say it. And also because I'm your prophet, Israel, and you need to know if God takes me out, you need to know, whatever happened to our prophet here. So, and also, because I asked God to anoint my prophetic mentor because, it's important. God told us in His Word in the Bible that He will raise up prophets in the last days. I'm an, proof of that, of course, here at the back end of the church age. So if He takes me out soon, I don't know if He's gonna raise you another prophet, but I will pray to God that He does. If He does take me out, I don't know if He will. Nonetheless, Israel, your prayers are very powerful. If you, Israel, pray to God, if He takes me out for another prophet, He could well do this because He's more than happy to help you with this. And He promised in His Word that, that He was going to raise up prophets, here in the last days. So, I'm proof of that. And believe on Jesus because the fact that I'm a prophet here proves that Jesus is true. So, I guess this is all I wanted to say. It was coming out of me, out of my soul. I had to come and tell you this because I'm your prophet. You deserve an explanation. I don't know what you guys thinking. What happened to our prophet? I will keep my own verse here regarding, me as a prophecy. If you read, the book of Genesis, it says, and Enoch walked with God and he was not. Let me give you my own verse about me, Israel. And it starts like this. In my days of tribulation, I walked with God. In my days of prophecy, I walked with God until God came in the evening and said to me, I'm going to take you out because I want you to serve me in heaven. That's it, Israel. So this is my verse, my prophecy about me. So yeah, I'm very happy that this is a promotion. I'm very scared of God. The power of God. That night, He was going to devour me. Uh, I wasn't ready for that. Definitely not ready for that. Completely unexpected, and just His power, like in the spiritual realm, like His voice was getting bigger and bigger. He was going to devour me, and I was measuring because I thought I was gone then, and so I was measuring His power, and He only left a millimeter out of 1 meter or 1% out of 100. That's how much He left of me, because I said, God, I'm not ready, but I regret it because I wish I could say, God, take me now, but I don't know. I guess human instinct kicked in, and yeah, but just the power of God. It's just it's yeah, it's believable. It's believable, but at the same time, it just it's hard to fathom. Like just incredible. Just he was in his heavenly realm, just devouring me with his own voice. I'm going to take you out. I want you to serve me in heaven. So yeah, it's a promotion. Um, I gotta have a lot of fights now because, like I said earlier, um, I already lost 3 of my family members. Of course, they are in heaven. I know this. Um, but with my brothers, if they're left behind, there's only gonna be 4 brothers left, and they also been through a lot. But also gotta put my faith in God now, and hope that God will protect them and that they go out of the rapture. But I could also well go out the rapture and also still prophesy between now and then. Look, I don't know what my future holds now. I already have a prophecy about me, and yeah, who knows the hour now, Israel. But I'm glad that I had the courage to come and say this because now that I did, I know that God is going to reward me big time. It's going to be a glorious one. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So yeah, uh, yeah, it's not easy prophesying. It takes a lot of courage. 2 things that you need to prophesy, aside from being chosen by God, being anointed by God, is you need to have faith in God and you need to have a lot of courage because you know uh, you know when you prophesy, you gotta have a lot of faith in God. It's if only you knew the methods, the ways that God have used me to prophesy to you, Israel. I have prophesied to you, Israel. In one method, I guess, deciphering, a prophetic event, and then God will get me to, or a prophecy, if you like, and then God will get me to come and prophesy that to you. I've done that a few times. Other methods have been, go straight and do it, like tell him to begin now, and things like that. So, and yeah, you got to have a lot of faith. It takes a lot of courage. It's not easy to prophesy, Um, but, I'm proud that, I have done up to now, the work of God. And now God has promoted me, to serve Him in heaven. So that is a promotion. And yeah, I'm scared, like just the power of God, it's it's incredible, just um, it's gonna be scary serving God. It's in His throne, and Jesus sitting next to God. It's, it's it takes a special someone, It takes a special someone, to you know for these things, It takes a special someone because it's all these things. Israel, it's just phenomenal, Like, it's a phenomenon, But anyway, thank you, Israel, for watching. I'd like to pay my respects to the elders of Israel, to the Hachamim, and to the leadership of Israel who watch my videos here. I don't know the hour, not to you. I don't know what this means. If it means that I'm gonna go out the rapture or earlier, I don't know if I'm gonna be back to prophesy to you. And I don't know. I don't think that I have many biblical decipherings left, except just to prophesy to you, because aside from what I got left in Isaiah 11 and 12, and everything else is pretty much straightforward, I miss Isaiah, when I decipher all those big things, all those big prophecies and things like that. I'm sad about that. I think this is why God came to me, that He's going to take me out. I don't know what that means, but He wants me to serve Him in heaven, because I think He's realized that, I enjoy serving God in a big way. I enjoy doing this, the big things. Don't be surprised if God watches me out, because I have said to God, uh, you know, take me out in a normal way, because I'm a much a prophet. You know. So we'll see what happens, Israel. Thanks for watching, and this is the will of God for me. All right, thank you, Israel.